me rewind the track. I play that shit back just to see if it's whack, and then I attack. Schwetzel get low from these hoes from way back. Schwetzel burn holes in their shirts and their slacks. You wanna know why? Cause I'm hot like I dress in all black. Schwetzel got luck like I never seen cats. Schwetzel can trust himself as a fact. Who the fuck you? I ain't giving no dap. Schwetzel been high like a pint of the act. You better not act like you something that's cat. Schwetzel come through, all they statements retract. Better keep track of the shit you attract, or else you find yourself sitting in lack. Got the game trapped like some cushion or rap. Boy, don't try me, you don't know where I'm at. Remember them days when the pain held me back. Remember them days, now I sit back and laugh. Remember them days where we go in the trap. Remember them days, now I pay with some stacks. Little boy, I can't play cause my soul is all black. I turned a new page, I can't stay going back. Make Schwetzel insane, I'm internally tapped. My soul can't be tamed, boy, I'm gone off the map. Internal minerals, time to extract. Spreading my seed like I'm spreading shellac. The shit I brought back is not for you to jack. Better go duck for your ass and get quacked. Better go look for your soul, get it back. I look at you, I can tell that you hacked. Schwetzel be up in their mouth like it's black, but I told you bitches to get off my sack. Schwetzel is stuff, but I ain't talking bad. Schwetzel run circles around beats like it's track. I got no time to keep back and relax. Think you got blow, I'ma cut off your tap. I'm up in the stew while they making it clap. You think I gave fuck about some weak ass feedback? I still run it up, you can go check the stack. Keep that shit in your mind if you ain't speaking facts. My movement precise, bitch, my movement exact. Whipping the beat like I'm whipping a lag. I got the flow while you slow like the set. That come out the tree when it's winter or back. How the fuck I got straight when I ain't on my lat? This shit a war, just let Schwetzel combat. I got no words, I cannot rap. Man, you know Schwetzel ain't never told cat about stream on they bitch ass. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Solar System said, tell Justin Bieber to give the AC back. I don't know what you mean by that. AC ain't on in the house, brother. It's too cold in Virginia for the AC right now. Tell Justin Bieber to give the AC back. I don't know what that means, brother. I don't know what that means, brother. The activists, give me the act. You heard what I said, though. Schwetzel been high like a pint of the act. I ain't never drank a pint of the act, but Schwetzel been high like a pint of the act. Trust and believe. But anyways, welcome back to the communication station. We in this bitch. It's your boy Schwetzel in this motherfucker. So today, we're going to be talking about echolocation. I titled this video Echolocation Chamber because it kind of give me vibes like that. You know what I'm saying? But today we just talking about the essence of echolocation in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So down here in reality, on the third dimensional plane of existence, we got a lot going on at the same time. You know what I'm saying? We're experiencing multiple levels of density at the same time. So therefore, by default, we have access to multiple different timelines at the same exact moment. You see what I'm saying? So we can pivot at any moment and make a different outcome, create a different, you know what I'm saying? Create a different environment, create some type of newness, some type of uncomfortability. We always have access to doing shit like this, taking things in a different direction, making a change, making something different than what it was previously. Right? Whether that be for the better or whether that be for the worse, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? We all have access to this at all times. That's why, for example, you will see situations where it seemed like somebody have everything, right? Where it seemed like a person has maybe a lot more material items than you, or it might even seem like from a distance that this person has everything together when it comes to like the relationships that they have with other individuals. It seemed like their relationships just be a lot better. It seemed like they in a situation where they like always have a girlfriend or some shit like that. And that's not necessarily a good thing. I'm just giving y'all an example because like some people who struggle with relationships and shit like that, they'll have a situation where like a friend of theirs or something is always has a girlfriend, like even if it's not the same girlfriend, like after they break up, they get right into a relationship with a new female almost immediately type situation. And I've noticed that a lot of people will start to like look at themselves like they doing wrong or like they ain't got something together just because they don't have a lot of girlfriends or be into a lot of relationships with different females and shit like that. Having a lot of relationships with females might not necessarily be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It could not also be a bad thing, but at the same time, it might not necessarily be a good thing. So you're not doing wrong by not being in a situation where you always have a girlfriend or some shit like that, or you always have like a support system or some shit like that. But the example that I'm throwing y'all's way by saying this is you'll have a situation where a person seemingly has everything together from the outside looking in, even if it's a little bit more dirty than it appears to be whenever this person is actually in their own situation and shit like that. Like it might be more fucked up than it appears or something like that. But at the end of the day, from a societal, worldly, third dimensional perspective, looking throughout your eyes from the outside looking in, it seemed like they have everything together. You know what I'm saying? But this is why situations occur where a person could have the perfect job, could have a lot of money, could have a nice house, and they lose everything. You know what I'm saying? Or rags to riches stories where a person come from nothing or little to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they make something out of it. That's how you know that we all have access to these energies at the end of the day. We all have access to different timelines. We all have access and the capability to change something, alter something, and make it into what we want it to be, or make it into whatever's more comfortable to us. And it might be a situation where a person might have had all this money and connections and shit like that their whole life, but it was just something that they couldn't maintain or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they would rather be more comfortable with not having as many responsibilities, or maybe even being in a situation where they play off some type of like fool card type of energy where they act more stupid than they actually are just for the sake of not developing more responsibilities. Like they always say, you know what I'm saying? You don't expect much out of stupid people. So that's why you'll have certain individuals who will act dumb just so they don't have to develop responsibilities, or you don't put any type of expectation onto them. You just think that they're the dumbass, or you know what I'm saying? When they come around you, you just think that they the idiot, that they the slow person of the situation or some shit like that. Like that's why you can have them situations where a person might it seem like they got everything together, or even if they do, they have a lot of money or some shit, or have a lot of material possessions, then they don't have nothing. That lets you know that we all have access to multiple timelines. We're all experiencing multiple densities at once, and whatever is in our heart, whatever is on our mind, whatever is on our emotions at the end of the day is actually what is gonna truly come out after all the rigmarole, after going through all the hoops and shit like that of actually it getting expressed down here in the third dimension, and it actually being something that you can see in the surroundings with your own two eyes and shit like that. Boom, ODO said what's good, what's good, man? But yeah, so that's an example to let you know that we all experiencing this shit at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And we all have access to making new timelines, or jumping into a new timeline, or creating a new type of outcome, or transmuting and switching up a situation that might not be as desirable to you at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So what we doing, finna pop to work. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, do your thing, bro. Get that fucking paper and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just another part of life, another part of life. Sometimes we gotta work a job for a little bit, but it is what it is. But anyways, so yeah, now that y'all know that we all experiencing this shit at the same time, and how truly all of us have access to this. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see like for example, the dude who do the fucking Arby's commercials. I always heard this. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently he was a fucking homeless man living on the streets. Somebody came up to donate him some money, right? And they heard him speak with his voice, and they liked the sound of his voice. And apparently they had connections to voice acting or some type of shit could get him on TV, could get him on commercials, and then bada bing, bada boom. You got a fucking homeless man now who do the voice acting and probably don't have to worry about getting paid ever again in his entire life. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, the rich kid who's has all the connections to make anything happen that they could possibly imagine or dream up or come up with, and yet they squander the entire potentiality of it, and they fuck everything over for themselves, and they end up broke and homeless or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now that y'all know that, now that y'all know that piece of information, and now that y'all are aware of that perspective, now we gonna get into the actual echolocation aspect of it, right? So what we dealing with is a wave of influence whenever we're talking about ourselves and what we're experiencing. We all have our unique individual energy. We all have our own individual unique wave of influence that gets casted out into the world based upon where we're at mentally, emotionally, spiritually as an individual, right? So we're experiencing that internally. It gets reflected outwardly into the third dimensional environment. And not only that, it gets reflected outwardly esoterically. So you're experiencing and you're moving esoterically to new spaces based upon whatever you're going through mentally and emotionally and shit like that, whatever space you're in internally. It gets reflected outwardly. So if you're moving towards newness and change and shit like that, that's what you're going to be experiencing internally, even if you're uncomfortable at the moment or so. You see what I'm saying? So what we're experiencing a reflection. This shit is casted out and brought back to us. It's always an echolocation thing. So that way, that's like your internal GPS system. That's like your esoteric GPS, the echolocation. When you're yeah, like Grace said, when you're looking into the mirror and shit like that. That's how it always appear, because we're looking amongst the water. I damn near want to say that everything is water. That might not make sense to a lot of individuals, you know what I'm saying? But based upon my own experiences, I damn near want to say that everything is water. You know what I'm saying? So everything have a reflection like that. We're always in some form of water in some type of way. Like, and even when I think about like death and what comes after life, like all my mind automatically go to water every time. Like it, you know what I'm saying? And I might not even mean physically the aspect of water as far as how y'all are taking it, more so the sense of what water actually mean. You know what I'm saying? So when you die, basically you're gonna go to your emotions, and whenever we're talking about the reflection part of it, just take it as an internal metaphor, like the way that the water reflect the light from the moonlight or the light from the sunlight, or whenever you look into a body of water of some sort at like the river or the lake or some shit, how you see your own reflection, even if it may be distorted in some type of way. So that's what we're experiencing in life in general. It's always a mirror. And that's what we're using as our internal guidance system, as far as an internal esoteric GPS. That's what we're using to like cast out and bounce back to us. That way we know where we're at right now. That way we can get a more totality perspective of it, a more overarching type of perspective of what we're into internally and externally. And when it bounced back to us and give us that echolocation type of reaction, that let us know how to navigate it better. You know what I'm saying? That let us know how to navigate those waters better. Like I said, everything comes down to we in water in some type of way. You get what I'm saying? So this lets you know when you need to let down the sails. This lets you know when you need to pull up the anchor and possibly move to a new wave that's more in accordance with how your ship is designed, and what type of heavy storms and waves that your ship can go through. And I'm talking about the mentality that we build up internally, whatever space that we in, what you can handle and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And this play out externally as well whenever we get into how shit play out physically and physicality, and when we're dealing with certain mentalities and certain energies coming through certain people that can be utilized as vessels to go against you, work for you, vice versa, whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the echolocation chamber. That's how we're navigating. That's how we're always constantly reminding ourselves of where we're at, where we came from, and where we headed towards. You get what I'm saying? So if you pay attention in life and pay attention very closely, you can actually get some keys to help yourself move forward in a more sufficient manner. So, for example, if you're in a situation where you're just like around individuals that you don't even know, you get what I'm saying? Peep game. The characteristics and traits that they're exhibiting at the moment is something that correlates to your internal nature in some type of way, because you're not just around these individuals for no reason. Even if they might be strangers to you, you've never met them before or some shit, there's a reason why y'all are attracted towards each other. So there's something within them that spikes something within you, or it's a situation where it's the echolocation chamber aspect of it, where you are reminding yourself of where you're at and where you're headed to based upon the characteristics and traits that you are still exhibiting, based upon the indoctrination that you have went through, based upon your upbringing and how your parents interacted with you and shit like that, how you were raised and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That just the natural indoctrination of what we experience when we down here on earth. You know what I'm saying? All the shit we go through, the ways that we've been taught how to view shit, the ways that we've been taught how to think about things, the ways that we've been taught how to feel about things, the things that we've been taught to accept rather than disregard, all these different type of things. I mean, I'm using the word indoctrination. I'm pretty sure y'all can put two and two together and realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I got to go into an in-depth explanation of what indoctrination is at this point in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like motherfuckers should understand at this point what indoctrination is. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, depending on that shit, the people that you're interacting with in your environment is going to give you more pieces to the puzzle, more clues to help you navigate this environment more sufficiently. That way, it's going to show you certain angles and ways that you can attack situations, and it's going to show you certain tactics if you're peeping game correctly of your situation. That's I got to preface it by saying this: if you're just an unwise person, you don't know how to extract wisdom, and you don't know how to navigate and see what's like really going on behind the scenes whenever you in certain situations and interacting with individuals and shit like that outside of yourself, regardless who it is. It could even be somebody that you've known for a long ass time. You can still pick up wisdom from this and extract more tools that you can utilize to help yourself move forward in a more sufficient manner. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being in a situation where now you think that this is the norm based upon whatever you have developed from your upbringing, as far as how you express yourself outwardly and shit like that, what you're willing to accept and all these different things. You know what I'm saying? You might think that you might see a person outside of you who is doing the same shit as confirmation as far as why you need to continue doing that and why that's the right thing to do, because there's other people in your environment who are doing it. But that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a person like me, like pretty much everything be a reminder of how I need to get more into myself and be more of an individual and not do these things that anybody else is doing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my path. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't even get into certain shit because I know that I'm meant to create a new way of doing that. Like I don't know if a lot of people will understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if a lot of people will relate to that. I don't really give a fuck if y'all do relate to it or not. I'm up here, you know what I'm saying? I'm up here teaching right now. So this is just a piece of my personal aspect of it. But like me, I literally cannot get into certain shit because I know that I came here to create a new way of expressing that energy. You know what I'm saying? But that's just based on my own experiences and shit like that. I don't know what y'all be going through. I don't know what y'all's mission is. I don't know what y'all's path is. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend to like I know what everybody's fucking purpose is out here and shit like that. New way, what? Yes, sir. Uh, I'm about to come to Colorado, pop up on you and give you a surprise visit. I'm gonna relate to it and not relate to it at the same time. Damn right. That's what the fuck I like to hear. There we go. Now a lot of y'all, and shit, even in my own cynical mind, a lot of y'all would take that as him being sarcastic and not really saying shit right there. You know what I'm saying? And him not really saying shit right there. But that's like true equilibrium. Like that is like a practice for real. I'm gonna relate to it and not relate to it at the same time. Like that shit probably go over a lot of y'all's heads, but for real, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's some real shit. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm on the way. But anyways, yeah. So like I said, don't get lost in just thinking that when you're interacting with people outside of yourself is just something that come and go, or is some confirmation for you to continue with the ways of how you've been taught and what you think might be working for you at the moment, just because it gets some type of response from society and you gain some type of support from it or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get lost into that aspect of it. What we're talking about in the echolocation chamber aspect of it is that boy caught the nothing and the something I said. Word up, word up. But yeah, so when we get into the actual echolocation chamber aspect of it, what we're actually viewing is a reminder of why we need to not do that or not express ourselves in these certain type of ways. Especially like it go back to this old adage that you always hear. Why would you take advice from somebody that you don't want to be like? You get what I'm saying? That's what the essence of what I'm talking about comes down to. Why would you take advice from somebody you don't want to be like? So whenever we're viewing the echolocation chamber aspect of what I'm talking about here, if you're not careful, what you're viewing through these other people is, if you continue to exhibit these characteristics and traits and you continue to go down this train of thought and line of reasoning, and if you continue to think and feel in these certain type of ways and develop mentalities and develop personalities and egos and develop comfortability around these things, you are going to end up being just like this person. This is where you're headed. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be at the end of the day. It's supposed to be you viewing this person and being like, having the foresight to know, is this where I want to go or not? You know what I'm saying? Is this the direction that I want to take my spaceship in? Is this how I want to continue thinking and feeling? And if you peep game, this is how you can determine if it's somewhere that you want to be or not. Don't necessarily look at how much money a person have, or don't necessarily look at how much free time they have. Don't necessarily look at how much free time they have, how much money they have. Don't necessarily look at how big their house is. You get what I'm saying? Pay more attention to how happy a person is. Pay more attention to how miserable a person is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can, this is the thing about it. Not everybody is made for everything. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own individual path on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So pay more attention to how happy they are, because this is the thing. You can still have a high level of passion and you can still be able to interact with your charismatic gifts and talents, even if you're a person that's made to work like a 9-to-5 job or work at a factory for the rest of your life or some shit like that. So this is for like the basic humans that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might not necessarily be made for something extraordinary or something that is like against the grain or something different, something that is entirely unique in that type of way. You know what I'm saying? You might have charismatic gifts and talents that only specifically should be used in these certain type of areas based upon whatever you can handle and whatever you here to do, whatever your purpose is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't pay attention to how much money a person may have. Pay attention to how miserable they might be on the day to day. Pay attention to their level of happiness. Pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Shit like this. And pay attention to certain attributes that you would like to exhibit. And pay attention to certain things. Find out what you value at the end of the day and utilize that to determine that way. Like if you're a person who need like something outside of yourself to be able to point at, to be like, yeah, like this person is like a role model to me, or this person is like somebody that I look up to or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If you a person that need that, make sure the people that you following at the end of the day is people that align with your values and align with, you know what I'm saying? Like have morality with it. Understand, you know what I'm saying? Like don't just be looking at like, oh yeah, this person been working this job for this certain amount of time. They've got this certain number of promotions. They've gotten this certain number of raises, and they show me their bank account. They make this certain amount every week or every 2 weeks or every month or whatever salary based shit that they working with. Yeah, like I need to be in this situation too. Like this where I need to be at, because this where the money at, or some shit like that. Like don't be looking at that shit, because you would be in a situation where you would be miserable, and just for the sake of making a little bit extra money, and you could be working a job that's way less taxing on you for nearly the same amount of cash, maybe a couple $100 less or some shit. No pocket watching in these parts unless they're shared pockets. Fact. Did you coin this term? I like it. What term you talking about? What term you talking about? But yeah, so you when you in these situations and you actually utilizing the echolocation chamber aspect of what I'm speaking about here, pay attention, because a lot of the time it'll be situations where people is just reminders that if you keep doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like if you keep doing this shit, you're gonna be in a situation where you gonna be exactly like this person. And you know damn well you don't want to be exactly like this person. You know damn well that this person's life look like nothing that you want to experience at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, also pay attention to whenever you're viewing this shit. Like I just utilize these situations as far as like what not to do for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really utilize anyone outside of myself as like a role model or someone I look up to, or you know what I'm saying? Like I got respect for certain individuals just based on certain things, but there's nobody that I really like look up to, like role model type shit. Like you got to be your own role model for real. You got to make your own way and your own path for real. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I utilize these people as examples of what not to do. So also another aspect that you can look at if you are a person that needs somebody to look up to, or need a role model, or need an example of what to do, pay attention to the responsibilities that they've developed as well. Like if you can be in a situation with these people when it's like outside of work or outside of whatever they can show outwardly, you know what I'm saying? If it is somebody that you thinking in your mind, like, yeah, I could utilize this person as like a role model. Like I could look up to this person, like they at where I want to be at in life. Like they experiencing the shit that I want to experience in life. You know what I'm saying? If you need that and you looking up to somebody as that, pay attention to try to get more personal with these people. Try, you know what I'm saying? Try to get in a situation where you can view the shit that goes on a day to day, when maybe necessarily they're not around that many people and it's just like you and them or some shit like that. That way you can kind of more so see the responsibilities that they've developed. You can more so see what really happened behind closed doors. If they really be struggling and just be able to make it look pretty, or you know what I'm saying? That way you can more so navigate it in a sufficient manner. You can be able to actually see, get a more whole perspective, and be able to see like, yeah, this person actually where I want to be at. Like they they think how I think, and they feel how I feel, or how I want to think, or how I want to feel. Do it. They doing the shit that I want to do. They experiencing the shit that I want to experience. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it may be. Um, discuss the difference between richness in life versus pockets based on someone's Saturn sign and the karmic work they may need. I'm a couple shots deep. We'll get right into that, bro. We'll get right into that. So he said, discuss the difference between richness in life versus pockets based on someone's Saturn sign and the karmic work they may need. So, at the end of the day, when we talking about Saturn signs, we dealing with the routine and pattern. Know what I'm saying? We dealing with the routine and pattern. So, whatever sign somebody has Saturn in is gonna shine a light on either whatever routine and pattern that they already have developed and needs to go, especially if it's a sign that's in retrograde, or what they need to move towards. A lot of the time when we talking about the aspect of what he just brought up as far as karmic work, he it seemed like he more so talking about maybe old and outdated routines and patterns that need to be touched up on and need to be worked on in some type of way. So you can look at your Saturn sign to develop more clarity on this aspect. And what he's talking about as well is the wisdom as far as richness in life versus your pockets. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when we talking about your Saturn sign, we're dealing with the routine and pattern. So whenever you get into it, pay attention to what your experiences actually are. Don't just get lost in the aspect of astrology, me telling you that shit need to be a certain way, and then you go into the astrology realm and think that this shit need to be a certain way. So now your viewing of it is already skewed, and you're not even taking into consideration what you actually experience in real life. Now you just thinking like, oh, it's astrology. That's the overall totality. Like, is what it is. Like, yeah, boom. Like, no, peep game of what you actually experience. You know what I'm saying? You look like the white kid who supplies the whole suburbs with dope. Yeah, I'm pushing that crack, Pete. I'm pushing that crack, Pete. You already know what's going on. I'm pushing that crack, Pete, right now. And you buying it first. You first in line to buy it. Everything free though. You know what I'm saying? Everything free though. But I'm pushing that crack though to the suburbs, to the hood, to the anywhere, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Everything free though. You know what I'm saying? You first in line buying. Welcome to the fucking stream, bitch. But anyways, so like I said, don't just get into the astrological aspect and think that it needs to be a certain way. Peep game of your own experiences. So when you actually look at your Saturn sign, pay attention to what you go through to see what actually will need work. You know what I'm saying? Where you actually need to put the work in at, where you actually need to tune certain things up at. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at your sign, peep game of what you're experiencing, and whatever energy the sign is in. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if it's a person with Saturn and Capricorn, right? If you're experiencing a lot of things where your image and status is getting slandered based on whatever routine and pattern that you're developing, you might need to work on your image and status that way, and develop a routine and pattern around that, and making that stronger, and making that more stable and shit like that. And that will give you more richness in life. And that's what he was talking about as far as richness in life versus pockets. And this is a big thing. This is about having internal currency before, you know what I'm saying, beyond anything external, beyond having any type of physical means. This is situations where people can have nothing and still make something shake, or come from nothing and make it into something. You know what I'm saying? So just peep game of what you're experiencing. If you a Saturn in Capricorn, right? Your image and status might need some work, right? Or it could be a situation where you need to look at the sign that's opposite to whatever sign your Saturn is actually in. So, for example, if it's a person with Saturn in Capricorn, that would mean the opposition to that would be Cancer, right? So, your routine and pattern that you've developed around what you care about, what you're comfortable with, what is home family type of vibes to you, might be in the wrong type of aspect. So you need to go and work on that shit, and that'll give you more richness in life. That'll give you more ease in life. That'll give you more peace, more access to internal energies. That way you can actually be in a situation where you transmute some shit and you make some shit shake and you actually get some type of external dollar amount in your fucking bank account. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a little breakdown of the shit he was talking about. He said made you think. Yeah, I had to hit the vape a couple times on that one. I had to bring in some of that logic. Like I already felt what you was trying to say immediately. You know what I'm saying? As far as a good talking point and shit like that. I just had to hit that vape a couple times, bring in that air energies real quick, and fucking then we was in there. But yeah, the main topic of this video is the echolocation chamber. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, when you in situations in the world and you dealing with people, just understand you're not around people by accident. All these people is reflections and echolocation of whatever space that you're in, and you're needing to remind yourself certain shit that you need to become detached from, let go of, certain shit that you no longer need to accept, certain whatever it may be. Like this shit play out into a multitude of ways, like a lot of different ways. You will deal with this shit through family, you will deal with this shit through random motherfuckers, you will people will switch up on you, people, you know, like it play out in a lot of different ways. But at the end of the day, we're just reminding ourselves of certain things, and we're reminding ourselves of where we're headed, and whether whatever response is warranted at the moment is going to tell you, you know what I'm saying, where you're going. You know what I mean? However you choose to react and respond to the situation is going to tell you where you're going at the end of the day. So don't think that you need to be mean to individuals or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think you just need to fuck over on everybody or some shit like that, or just completely disregard individuals off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been plenty of people that have came across my path in this life that I didn't want to be like at all in any type of way. But I've still been, you know what I'm saying? I've still been kind to them. I still, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, like you. This is how y'all need to be. You shouldn't do something to nobody unless they do something to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and however you decide you need to handle that when somebody do something to you, that's on your own accord. It don't really matter at the end of the day. Fuck, man, everything justified down in this bitch. Like, y'all motherfuckers can justify anything down in this bitch. So at the end of the day, everything is fucking justified. Like, it don't really even matter. You know what I'm saying? However you choose to handle that shit is how you choose to handle that shit. So yeah, I don't think you really necessarily gonna manifest any blood on your hands type of situations, unless you just doing shit to people who don't deserve that shit. You know what I'm saying? You just doing it to people who ain't crossed you in some type of way. And I understand you come across certain individuals in life who might deserve some certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they motherfuckers might deserve some pretty fucked up shit going on to them at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But how you avoid any type of negative backlash or any type of bullshit, you just wait for a motherfucker to do you wrong. That's all you gotta do. Even if like you fucking evil motherfucker who want to plot on people and shit like that, like just stick around the motherfucker long enough till they do some funky shit on you, and then you all good, you justify, bitch. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all. I fucking dropped some shit. I've been in this bitch tweaking a little bit. You know. But yeah, man, that's really fucking all y'all need to know as far as the echolocation chamber, bro. Like that's really all y'all need to know, man. Just be looking at people. Everybody is down here to be an example. So you either have an example of what you should be doing or what you should not be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like even if people don't mean to be, you know what I'm saying? Like people still be the example of some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this what happened when you retarded. This what happened when you fucking slow. This what happened when you know what I'm saying? This what happened when you act like this. This what happened when you develop these certain characteristics and traits. This what happened when you know what I'm saying? And you know you don't want to be nothing like these motherfuckers. You try and make some new shit. You know what I'm saying? You try and make some new shit down here. There ain't, there ain't too many excuses you can give yourself. Don't get caught up in other people. But yeah, we go in this bitch here. It's been a good chop up, man. It's been a good chop up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. You know. Right. Echolocation chamber for real. That was like the perfect fucking vibe to this one. And like you said, it has a lot of meanings to it. So I'm gonna come back and make this shit like a series or some shit once we get into it a little bit more. Once we get into it a little bit more, it's just some shit that I've been working on. Zay Thuggin, much love, bro. Much love to you, man. It's good to see everybody fucking popping out for real. You know what we doing. Today was supposed to be a long day of fucking recording and shit like that, but shit didn't necessarily go how I had planned it to go. Some things had happened, so we didn't get to do what I wanted to today. So maybe tomorrow we'll fucking take y'all out in public and shit, Maybe tomorrow we'll take y'all out in public and we'll fucking walk around and record some music videos and fucking fuck around, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see some fucking geese or something. I don't know. What I love your content. What I've seen of it, dope. Scorpio season shit. Hell yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We just out here doing our thing, bro. All I can do is speak on my own experiences. I can't sit up here and regurgitate information that's boring. I can't sit up here and tell y'all anything anyone else has ever told y'all. That's boring. I just be up here doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't worried about shit. So we'll catch y'all later. Was my 1023 birthday yesterday? Yes. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Flights, big flights. But anyways, we out this bitch. I'm on fucking, I don't know. I might hop on with the nerds. And play some fucking video games for a minute. See y'all later though. Bye IG, bye YouTube. See y'all bitches later. Oh fuck.